I recognize that there's a lot of power in that womanism, and I decided I wanted to use everything that was culturally relative to us to be able to teach what we need, So this Womanist Herbology is all about looking at herbs from doctrine of signature, seasonal wellness, connection with us as people to the earth. So, earth connected people, herbalism. So we'll be talking about this, Native American, African, that type of herbalism, because most of the herbalism that people are engaging in is European, and it was taken over by males. So we don't know that. And what happens is, if you read enough of their books, you recognize everything you see is what they were talking about. And that's when you realize that some of the other things that they adapted, even from Native Americans, has been incorporated into European herbology. And we need to pay attention to our herbology, our information, and make sure that that is being perpetuated so that everybody can learn.
And again, it comes from the wisdom of the grandmamas.
Yes. And that's the thing about it too, is that, you asked me earlier, how was that part of, how did I learn some of this? Well, you know what? Some of it is too, being very open to your dreams, being open to your intuition, not feeling like you crazy because you thought something or you felt something. I mean, it's a lot of permission that you have to give yourself to do this kind of work, because you have to be willing to be wrong, but you also have to just be willing to feel what it was necessary and do it. Not be scared, and that's a big deal, because we all taught to follow so many rules and do things a certain way, and what that does to us sometimes is put us in a box where you're not willing to try something different or do something different if it hasn't been done before.
Right.
I don't care about that.
It's funny because as I look at you, I know that as long as I've known you, you've been very clear about being a womanist,
Right.
Yet I've never seen you go through some of the changes that some of the new people, and when I say new people, the younger people or whatever, people who are now activists, put it that way, go through as it relates to this battle of the sexes and everything. You and I have had all kind of conversations. We ain't never went there. And I mean, not even just between me and you, but I've never heard you go there. Why? What is it that informs this confidence that you don't feel the need to be competing with somebody or something?
One, I have 3 sons. 2, I know that it takes a team, and we're supposed to work as a team, and I'm not intimidated, I'm from Flint, Michigan. All right. And I mean,
that's it.
That's it. And
there's something special about some people who's still here after being intentionally poisoned for years.
Well, I left a long time ago, but my family will tell you that I always told them don't drink from the pipe, as people say in the South. You don't drink from the faucet, because by the time they tell you what's wrong, it's been wrong. So, that was one of those things that you have as intuition as a young person, and you don't know why, and people think you crazy.
Right.
But I always knew you don't drink from the sink. And ever since I've been in Georgia, I had well water, I mean, so it's certain things that you have to, your principles, like you were saying, even, these 10,000-year-old principles, you can find wisdom in today, you can find wisdom in 10,000-year-old principles, and you have to incorporate those things into your life and live like that.
True indeed. So we have some people that want to call in, and I'm going to open up the phone line for the next few minutes. That's the voice of Mama Aisha Faiza. Before we open up the phone lines, or as we open up the phone lines, just give us a rundown of the talks and the workshops that are coming up, the sessions you got going on.
Well, I'm doing one on teaching women their anatomy. Not only their menses and their cycle and ovulation and all of this, because I would like to say that people probably know more about oil changes than they do about their own body, and it's necessary for you to have a pertinent conversation with people regarding your cycle and your body, because you intimately aware of it, not just it's gonna be here this week, I think, or let me look on my phone, you know. So that's one of the classes I'm doing. I'm doing the Womanist Herbology coming up at the end of the month. You know, I'm doing the what else? I'm doing Seven Nanda, which, you know, one of my favorite places, because so many of us are there on a regular basis, and teaching and talking and answering questions and hugging and the whole thing over at Seven Nanda over there on the
that Black Mama magic.
Well, you know what? It's healing. It's a healer. You know. So I'm gonna be doing that on the 14th, and so I'm always trying to be available to help and be, as people say, be a potent blessing to our community.
You absolutely are. You ain't even trying. You're just doing it. You're making it happen. It's been happening for years. That's Mama Ishe Faiza, otherwise known as the Herb Sister. Give us your website.
Oh, it's HerbSistah.com. HerbSistah.com. And my phone number is 404-244-5565. That's 404-244-5565.
All right, that's one of the